Good afternoon and welcome. There's no place like your home, and it's always good to see you. I want to share a couple of tips with you today, and for some reason I've ended up in the kitchen far more than I have been in my basement, which is a big project that I'm slowly picking away at. But two things today. I seem to have gotten into baking a lot, and I want to show you a gift that I got because of this. So I think I'm going to start using this. Welcome to my cooking show. And always, again, looking to save money and not break the bank. And honestly, homemade really, it's a better value all the way around, especially if you can, get better ingredients. I would even recommend, if this is something that you would like to do, just build your repertoire of your supplies even before you start baking, because it is a small investment like anything, and then before you know it, you'll have good flour, good sugars, your baking powder, baking soda, and any other ingredients that you might need, to bake whatever you'd like to bake. So my baking reawakening came about well, at least a month ago, going on 2 months. At my job, we celebrate birthdays, and one of the gals wanted something from this particular French bakery. So they were closed, and it was my turn to, take care of all of this. So I just thought, I'll bet you I could bake one of those tarts. And I did. And there you have, from here on out, I'm doing this. I would say that's probably my main pastry that I have to share. And I've even sold some. So I want to show you, as I said I would, how to make this absolutely beautiful dessert. It's a wonderful presentation, and it's good, it's good for you. I mean, there's sugar and flour and those things, but there are no preservatives. And I bake mine as needed, so they are truly fresh when they are received. So I want to get into that with you. I probably will be here a few minutes, and I'm always nervous about keeping you engaged, because we're in such a, get it done in 2 or 3 minutes kind of world. And this video may take a little longer. So I hope you'll bear with me. But in this new baking, rediscovered baking passion that I have, and if you know my kitchen, it's a galley kitchen, and it is very small and narrow. And I would say about maybe 3 feet back is the back wall, so I don't have a lot of workspace. And we always have to have, certain things on our counters. I have my basket of mugs and a couple food items up there. So I started thinking, so if you can see how this is, there's my sink counter, and again, I've got a few things that I really just have to keep out. And I thought, I need another counter, and how could I do that? So again, I'm getting back to the original premise of my videos, and that is coming up with creative ideas that get you through, help you, might even be something completely unique, and there you have your creativity, which really just keeps us all going. So I went to Home Depot, and I was looking at butcher blocks, and they were anywhere between $100 and $300. There were even like a countertop that I could have put up here. So I didn't spend that money. I can't spend that kind of money. And I was walking through the tile area, and I saw the larger tiles, and I think, well, they're 2 by 4, and if you can see that piece of tile there. So I spoke to a very helpful salesperson, and he told me, no, you can't use that tile by itself, because if you're going to be rolling and putting pressure on it, it will break. He said, but I would recommend to put a piece of plywood underneath that to give it the support that it needs. And I just happen to have a 2x4 piece of plywood, and here's my extra counter space. And the beauty of this, which really just tickled me as well, is when I'm working on that workspace, I'll be able to look out the window. And that is just such a nice feeling. And especially when the weather gets even nicer, I'll open the window and just have that whole space. And then I can, you know, still have my supplies on either side as I need them. But that to me is a great counter space. It will clean up. And then, yes, it's, you know, I'm going to have to, in fact, after this video, because we've got some other people here needing to get to other areas here. But, you know, I'll just pick the tile up, pick the plywood up, and then I have a space on the side of my refrigerator where I'll store this. So the tile was $21 with tax or so, and so I got exactly what I needed. And yes, I just happen to have plywood because I'm always doing something. So I think that's, you know, that's what I'm talking about when I do these shows. You know, come up with different ways to take care of business, and you don't always have to spend a lot of money. And if you can, that is fantastic. You know, great for you too. That really is. But I get a kick out of discovering things. So anyway, with that being said, I want to share my tart recipe with you. And I have it on my chalkboard, how to make the crust. And you know, I can erase that and then put up the ingredients for the filling, the cream cheese filling, or just tell you. And until I get better equipped at links and adding things and all that, you know, we're kind of going to just be a little old school here. So anyway, so how it started, as I said, a coworker, you know, had wanted a French tart. I went to the thrift store, and I can't remember if I did show this before, but this is a tart pan made in France. And the specific thing with these is the bottom comes out. So you've got your rim and then your base. And I got that, and I have a couple of other sizes, and I made the smaller one. Now I'm going to give this as a gift because I am. So anyway, but here's a smaller one, and I want to show you that the crust has already been baked, and then I just put the cream cheese icing on it, just so that part would be done for time's sake for this video. So this is going to be, you know, my first time showing someone how I'm removing this myself. The crust is just so delicate. It's called pâté brisé. That is French for broken cookie. And there's a real reason why it's called that, because it is so delicate. Now, I'm not sure why this is not coming up. There we go, I think. But normally you would not be have iced your tart, put the filling on. There we go. So that's making me a little nervous with this. But I have removed it. And then if you can see, you know, all the beautiful fluting and the gorgeous light color. And it really is almost like a cookie crust. And that's the traditional recipe. This is the traditional tart that's been made. So with that then, now this is the tricky part. And again, you know, with this icing, I'm a little nervous, but you're going to remove the base, the metal base, and this particular one, I know my larger one that I make a lot of tarts with, just does come off very easily. So I need a wing and a prayer here to get this removed. see, and I don't want it to fall apart, which they do, and kind of do a lot of pasting. Let's see. If I don't get this off successfully, I'm just going to go ahead and, you know, keep this rolling, because I really just want you to see. Yeah, I'm just afraid that it's just going to completely fall apart, and that's not what I want to happen right now. So the crust is, and I'll swing the camera around here. And if you have pencil and paper, or you can freeze frame, right? And hold on to that. So the crust is 1.5 cups of flour, and I love that lily white flour that I've discovered. It is just so light, and it just makes the best crusts, the best cookies. I've been using it in my cakes. I just love it. So 1.5 cups of flour. It doesn't call for anything to be sifted. And then you'll take 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. So you can mix those in together with 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar. So you've got flour, powdered sugar, and then just a tablespoon of sugar. So you've got that in your bowl. And let me find my butter stick, which I'm not sure where I put it. Anyway, you're going to then use 1.5 sticks of unsalted butter. Now, most recipes call for unsalted butter. I'm not sure exactly why, but I'll stick to following this recipe for that. So you want that room temperature. And then what I do is I take my sticks of butter and put them on a cutting board, and then I cut them in half, and then cut them again, and just make very small little pieces, because that's going to be easier to work with. So you want to just get as many small pieces of your butter as possible, and then you're going to, you know, blend that in with your flour and your sugars. And then I just love this tool, and I just, you know, go at it till it's really crumbly, and it is the right consistency. Now, when I'm working for other people, I wear my hair up in a hairnet, and I wear plastic gloves. So I don't have all that on right now, but you know, and then I work the dough with the gloves on, and just until it's a nice firm ball. I wrap it in waxed paper, put it in a plastic bag, and refrigerate it at least for an hour. So just till it's a little bit firm. Now, I came up with this for myself in getting the pastry crust made, because what you are supposed to do is then to put that ball of your dough in here and actually palm it out all the way around, you know, to the rim, and then get it up around the edges. I have taken to using a rolling pin just very lightly to get that spread out a little more. I don't know if it is, you know, if it's hard on the crust. I know some of the pastries, you've just got to take, you know, good care of them. But so far, so good. I don't see I don't see any difference in the texture. So that's just a tip that I came up with for myself. If you would like to, you know, try that instead of just kneading that all the way around. Now, this particular recipe, this amount will make this 10-inch tart, and then also this, and I believe this is an 8-inch tart, you know, that I have here, the crust. So you can get a big crust and a smaller crust out of this amount of, you know, your ingredients. So just an FYI. And I think I have a catch here on this crust. Lovely. Yeah, you kind of just have to, you know, work around things. So I did get the metal base removed. So there's that. Now, how I like to do these, and I'm just going to keep this as a presentation on that little marble top there. The best part that I enjoy about doing this baking and these tarts is the fruit arrangement. I just absolutely love how creative I'm able to be with the fruit. So I have 2 kiwi here that I've already taken the skin off, as you can see. Okay, there they are. All right, and then I'm just going to make sure that's down far enough. So I just love to slice them. Now, if you have a kiwi that, you know, doesn't have all of its seeds through the whole fruit, you know, you can eat those, or, you know, give them to the kids or something so they don't go to waste. Now this has like the core there, the, you know, kind of where you pick it off. I'm not going to put that on the kiwi, but it's still edible. So, and then here's the other end. I'll keep those 2 out. And there's a piece, little extra piece there too. But I like to slice these not too thin, but not too thick. And it's just, this fruit in particular just looks so beautiful on the cream cheese filling. I can tell you while I'm doing this that you're going to use 1 8-ounce pack container of cream cheese. I do use the Philadelphia. I haven't gotten into making my own yet, but you would use an 8-ounce pack of the cream cheese, and my recipe is then 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. So 8 ounces of cream cheese, 1/2 cup of sugar, and then I have a teaspoon of vanilla. Now, I personally don't care for a very vanilla-y taste. I'll use half of that. I'll use 1/2 teaspoon. Plus, I don't like how vanilla discolors a white filling or icing. So that's my personal preference. Even in whipped cream, I don't care for too much vanilla, and I don't like how it discolors the whipped cream. So, you know, again, all your personal preferences. I follow recipes, but when I start really reusing them, I change things up. And for me, vanilla is just not one of my favorite ingredients. I just don't like it overpowering the other ingredients, and it seems to be able to. So there's our tart. Now, I'll just kind of keep this simple here. And again, this is, for me, the fun part in arranging this beautiful fruit. And I hope I have enough here. Now, if I don't, then I go to plan B and just, you know, change up how I think I was going to do this. I was going to go around the whole kiwi, but I don't think I have enough. I mean, all around the tart, I don't think I have enough. So I'll tuck one under there and kind of have a symmetrical look, and then that can all be eaten. Now, I did wash these blackberries and strawberries already. I didn't get the strawberries fully prepared, but I just love the blackberries. And again, always try to look for your, you know, your fruits on sale. You know, anything and if you even grow your own fruits and vegetables, that's even better. So I'm just going to kind of make a little blackberry star here. And again, this is just all right in this moment. I haven't thought this out at all. I've just had a pretty busy day. So there we're starting this design. And I'll take some strawberries. And again, you know, with your fruit, you do want to try to salvage as much as possible. I don't like to waste too much. Oh, and another thing as well, let's say I didn't tell you, you're going to preheat your oven, and it's up there, and I apologize. You're going to preheat your oven to 350 to cook your tart. So you've got it in your pan and you've done your crust, you know, you have it all, whether you've rolled it with a rolling pin or you have, you know, just kneaded it out there all the way till it comes up on the sides and get all your nooks and crannies all filled. And you will bake that. The time frame for this recipe is 12 to 15 minutes. You know, always set it for the lowest time. So do your 12, and then you want, just, if you can see this too, just that little bit of golden look to it. And you'll know when it's done. You just will. And then you're going to just let it cool. Keep it in the pan. Don't try to take that out, you know, anytime too soon. And then just carefully lift it up. And then still wait for that, you know, just make sure you're okay in removing the base. And again, as I said, I'm just kind of free forming this right now because I just wanted to show you, you know, how to put it together. And again, this is, to me, the best part, is just the creativity that I get to express in making a tart. And I think I'll just fill this in with these blackberries here. And this is just a beautiful addition to whatever holiday, you know, you'll be celebrating this spring. I celebrate Easter, so a beautiful dessert at the Easter table you know, at the end of dinner, Mother's Day, a bridal shower, a baby shower, anything that, you know, is just going to call for that showstopper dessert that you brought and you made. So there, how's that? Let me just kind of, I'll just wrap some strawberries around here just so there is fruit all over it, because you just want to have fruit in every bite. And it's a nice complement. And this is delicious with, I would say, an unsweetened iced tea, coffee, you know, a Prosecco, you know, maybe a little glass of champagne if you're at a celebration. And let me just give one more. No, I don't like that. Just one more strawberry here, just to kind of, to close that up. So, oh, well, I'm proud to give this to someone. So if you can see that, I don't want to tilt it too much, but you just have a beautiful tart there. And again, you could rearrange this any which way. Normally I have a little more fruit, but I'm just kind of at the end of my fruits and wanted to get this done to show you. So don't forget to get that oven preheated to 350, and then you're going to bake this crust for 12 to 15 minutes. Now the cream cheese filling, let me see if I can get this off of here. And I think I'm going to have to end up replacing this pretty soon. I think it's seen better days. So the cream cheese filling is an 8-ounce container. So you can use any brand, if you know the Philadelphia cream cheese or a store brand, however you shop. It doesn't really matter. And then it calls for 1/2 cup of sugar. So let's see if this works. 1 cream cheese. And if you have a little hand mixer, it's always, you know, always the best. Or if you have the big deluxe KitchenAid, that's whatever you have. But you will want to really mix this up with some kind of a machine. And then 1/2 cup of sugar. And to be honest with you, test it out. I think 1/4 cup of sugar is enough. It becomes very sweet, but you may like that. But the recipe does call for I'm sorry, a half of cup of sugar, and then 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And you were just blending that and mixing it. And if you're not going to use it immediately to do your tart, get it refrigerated and then let it come out to room, you know, in the room for maybe 10 or 15 minutes and just give it a good mix again, because it does seem to separate pretty quickly when it's just sitting. So that's really about it. There's your filling, and then any kind of fruit you want on there. So as I said, I wanted to share this with you to show you just something that is just, you know, a very beautiful presentation that you can do. And also my, let me get, I just have to, I just got a kick out of this. I love my new workspace, and I didn't work here because then I'd have my back to you. So there's no place like your home. Save your money as best you can, and you know, enjoy your life. Make a big life, you know, make a big impact, have a big life for minimal work and, you know, money and just all of that. So I hope you enjoy this, and as I said, I'll be getting a little more, working on getting to be a little more sophisticated with the comments and the you know, links and all of that. If you do like my video, please hit the like and subscribe, share it, and let's all save some money together and have a wonderful life. I'll see you next time. And don't forget, I think I'm going to be having a cooking show just wholeheartedly in the near future. I'll see you soon. And did this stop? Okay. I'll figure it out.